Hi, I'm Beverly Banov Brown. Are you involved with a narcissistic personality? Are you having a relationship with someone who may have showered you with an almost overwhelming amount of romantic attention in the beginning and now is starting to turn because you're not quite as enamored? You've been realizing some of the flaws, some of the acting that's gone on, and they don't like to be questioned. Their sense of themselves is often so shaky that any kind of challenge of what they're doing or how they're doing it, any whiff, much less outright criticism, can throw them into sarcastic anger and rages and a feeling that you're no longer on their team. And if you're no longer on their team, meaning you're not recharging their battery of narcissistic supply, then you're an enemy. How do you create a situation where you get your freedom back? How do you create a situation where the narcissist will lose interest in you and either, and this is rare, have his consciousness so shaken up by the loss of you and or many other things in his life that he actually seeks treatment and has a strong intention to get better? Or, failing that, which if the person is really a full-blown narcissist or close to it, it's unlikely that they will be able to look at themselves sufficiently to say, oh my God, I may have some responsibility in this relationship not going so well. Because usually everybody else gets blamed and it's never about them. And yet, their focus in everything in life, no matter how much they act like they care about you and other people, is really all on them. So the question becomes, what is a strategy that you can safely use to make that narcissist lose interest? I offer this as an educational exercise, some insights that I've seen over the years. I'm not saying or implying that this can substitute for treatment, for counseling, for coaching. Not at all. You're involved most likely with a very tough customer who can cling tenaciously to the relationship unless or until he has found a new battery charger, I call it, to bring his ego up, to assuage his feelings of doubt and insecurity about his own worth, etc., etc., etc. So let's call them golden nuggets. Golden nugget number one for today. One thing that is clear in most relationships that finally are severed between one person and the other person who's mostly narcissistic is that the narcissist gleans that you're no longer thrilled with them, you don't look up to them, you don't idolize them. In other words, you're seeing them for who they are and what they really behave like, and you're not only not thrilled or impressed, you're not too interested in cultivating more time with them. The less, obviously, investment you have in the relationship, the easier it often is to get away. If you are married, if you have children, if you own a home together, if you have a business together, obviously it's much more difficult, much more intertwined. Let's assume on this particular set of golden nuggets that you are not married, you're not even engaged, you're just dating. Well, one thing you can do, golden nugget number two, is to really get clear within yourself. What are the benefits of this relationship to you? And then the next list is, what on earth do you have to do? What hoops do you have to jump through to get those benefits? And then the next point is, how can you give those benefits to yourself so that you're not dependent on this person for anything? And with a loving intention, golden nugget, next golden nugget, get clear on your escape plan. Either write a letter. I'm not fond of texts or emails. I think that's way too impersonal when you've had a relationship with somebody, no matter who they are. Either have a phone conversation or plan having tea or coffee or maybe a meal, but in a very public place. And just let them know that you've enjoyed your time with them and you know that there is somebody else that you need to be with eventually, or that you just really need some time to yourself to reconsider a number of aspects of your own life based on many different experiences. Perhaps you want to mention this one with him included. The most important aspect of this is to get very, very clear within yourself so that you come from an empowered place, so that you make it clear that you have decided, and you might even use that phrase, I have decided that I need to be on my own. I have decided that this relationship, as wonderful as certain aspects have been, really doesn't serve me very well anymore, and I've chosen to take some time for myself. And I wish you well, and I acknowledge all the things that were good for us, and they are in the past tense. They were good, they did work, and I wish you well. That kind of clarity, that kind of certainty in your vibration when you're dealing with a narcissist, a drama king, a drama queen sometimes, or a crazy maker, should, hopefully, touch on their radar screen. And they will feel that you're no longer available to them in the way they want you to be. You're not going to give them the battery charge that they need or want or perceived you at one point as being good for. Therefore, unless there are financial perks or sexual perks or something else going on, very often, or business perks, very often they will lose interest. Your head may spin at how fast the interest is lost. And very often narcissists tend to want to keep somebody else in ready reserve because they hate to be alone. They want to have backups because the level of insecurity and fear of being on their own can be huge and very painful for them. So again, don't be surprised if once they make up their mind that you're no longer of service to them, you're no longer of real interest, they move on very quickly. They drop you, they disappear on you, and your adjustment then will be to forgive yourself for having attracted a situation like this, staying with it even as long as you did, and then the process of releasing and letting go of that person, which I will cover in subsequent videos, and really re-embracing yourself and seeing all the beautiful, marvelous qualities you have and realizing what a fantastic catch you are. Take some time, be with yourself, be good to yourself, nourish and nurture yourself as you've never done before, and just enjoy your life. It's all perfect. And notice, what are the gifts, what are the lessons learned, so that never again will you attract somebody as inconsistent, as insecure, as often blaming and unstable as the person you've been involved with. And wish them well on their journey and get on with your life. I'm Beverly Banov Brown. Thank you for honoring my work by spending this time with me. Out of all the millions of YouTube videos, you chose mine, and I am humbled by that. Until we meet again, bye for now.